Hi, my name is Cathy, and I'm coming to you from Absolutely Fabulous at Home in New Minas. Today I thought we would talk about aprons. Now, I wear an apron for almost every video that we shoot, but I realized that maybe we don't actually look at the different aprons and why there are so many different kinds of aprons. This is what you call your classic butcher's apron. It's very simple. It has two ties on the side, an adjustable neck piece, and usually has a pocket. Typically it's made of something that's a little bit heavy, not quite a canvas, like a twill or a heavy cotton. And the idea being, of course, what an apron is supposed to do is always protect the clothing underneath from whatever you're doing, cooking or baking or serving, but there are other purposes for aprons. What makes this neckline particularly nice, it used to be that a lot of them just kind of went through the D ring on one side and then the other part of it hung down. Now they've got it so that you can adjust it using the ring, but you don't have that floppy bit, and it also tends to stay in place a little better, so you can adjust it to whatever you need it to be to get it over your head and then adjust it around your neck. So very simple apron, and pretty much the basic outline for most of the aprons that we're going to look at, but there are variations. This guy. So instead of having an adjustable neck where you adjust at the neckline, it has the same shape as your butcher style apron, but it has a little pocket on each side that runs the ties through. So now when I go to adjust it on my neck, I pull it here to bring it up to my neck to where I need it to be. And again, has one simple little pocket. It's a little bit of a rougher fabric, so an excellent one for baking in particular, but more adjustability. The Jacquard apron. This one's quite light. This, again, a good one for baking. Baking is not as messy. Baking is about flour floating around and maybe leaning into the counter while you roll something out. So this one works very well. Its adjustability is at the neck with buttons. So I can lengthen or shorten, and if I found that it was too long, say, on my neck, I could always move the button. But I can make it fit my neck by going around and buttoning it. And then again, the simple ties on the side. What makes this one a little bit different is no pocket. Now, for some people, no pocket is a good thing when you're baking, because I have been known to fill up my pocket with flour. And so sometimes it's a good idea to not have a pocket on your apron. Now you're beginning to see why there are so many different aprons. The heirloom. This one's a classic from Danica. They have done the same thing with the adjustable straps working the neck at the same time, but two pockets on this apron, which is nice if you really are cooking. I always like to keep a towel in my pocket or something to wipe my hands on. Nice long apron, so I get really good coverage if I'm baking or if I'm a particularly messy cook. And again, nice coverage across the chest too. But what if you don't want a classic apron? These little aprons are for a little bit maybe smaller physique, or they're a little prettier, and they often come with a lot of patterns. So instead of having the classic butcher all-in-one fabric, these have a bodice and a waist, and then they come down to a little bit more of a skirt or a frilliness to the apron, and the pockets are sweet. This is a sweet apron. This is the kind of apron that you might put on after you've done the messy part of your cooking and you just want to protect your clothes while you take things maybe from the oven to the table, or you want to serve a meal and you want to stay protected a little bit because you're doing something that's still a little messy. This is a pretty apron. Very functional, but pretty. Not everybody is tall. So we have a whole range of what they call petite or junior aprons. This is perfect for somebody who maybe is under 5 feet, or a child, not a child, but like a 10-year-old, an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, somebody with a smaller physique who needs an apron that's not going to come down and trip them when they walk on it because it's too long. Exactly the same style as your butcher apron, has the little pocket, but is adjustable at the neckline and is smaller so that it covers a smaller person. This is also a petite apron. Again, it's a two-piece apron, comes down with a little skirt, designed for a shorter or a smaller person, and great coverage. And again, pretty and practical. That's what aprons should be. So speaking of kids' aprons, we have a lot of kids' aprons. This is for your little person. This is for your sort of 3 to 5-year-old. The neck has an adjustable strap with little snaps on it so that you can get more years out of it, because these little people grow so quickly. And it's made out of the same sort of cottons as our adult aprons. It's going to be great protection for a little one who's helping you get a meal ready or wants to learn how to bake. No pockets, which is probably a good idea because they would definitely be full of things. But very washable, and we have so many little kids' aprons. This is a fun series. This is an apron that's a bear, and he comes with a chef's hat that has, or sorry, a dog, not a bear, a dog, and it's got dogs all over his hat. So if you want to take your little ones cooking up a notch and bring them up to chef quality, we've got hats too. So these are sweet. Same idea with a lot of adjustability and the simple ties at the back. How about being a dinosaur? That would be fun. This is a great little apron. Exactly the same idea. They've done the adjustability of the strap at the neck, but they have a whole range of little fun aprons that are unicorns or dinosaurs. So nice cotton, very protective, but really cute. Then we move away from the butcher style apron and we go to more of a smock or a pinafore. So this one has no ties. The idea being that I put it over my head and put my arms through it, and now I'm completely covered. This is a lighter weight. These are a linen, and they're going to be excellent for baking. They're also excellent for just protecting your clothes. So maybe you're just doing some housework and you don't want to be all dirty and dusty. Maybe you're repotting plants. Maybe you're doing something. It doesn't have to be in the kitchen. This would be just a great house apron to protect your clothing. Again, it comes down nice and long. It's not thick, so it's not one that I'm maybe going to use so much in my cooking if I'm going to be really splattery, but it's so easy to put on and off, and it has none of that pressure on the back of my neck that a traditional butcher's apron does. Then we have one, same idea, but a lot more coverage. So on my head, over my head, through my arms, and this one comes way around. So this is an excellent apron if I am a particularly messy baker or cook, or if I just want to have a lot of coverage over my clothes for whatever I'm doing. Has a couple little pockets and they're pretty. But it's a very nice apron, lots of coverage, lots of room, would fit a great variety of sizes, and again, no pressure on my neck. And finally, we come to a different category of apron. This is called a Sawyer apron or a mason's apron. This would be a great apron for a workshop, a man or a woman's workshop. It's got a ton of pockets and it's a heavier, thicker fabric. So if I'm outside doing some woodworking and I want to protect myself from bits and pieces getting on my clothes, this one is going to do it. It's really sturdy. It's got places for pencils or utility knives. What's nice about it is the way that it goes on. You cross your straps, so again, no pressure on the neck, and you feed the straps through the holes on the sides. Now you've got a crossover back, and I can tie it as tightly as I want, but I can wear this one for a long time because it doesn't chafe on the back of my neck. And that also helps it fit a lot of sizes. Not maybe quite as long, but then that's not the purpose. The purpose is more to protect the front and to do it with really heavy duty fabric, because this is heavy, like a heavy denim. And finally, the barbecue apron. This is actually made of leather. So this is really going to protect me from splattering or anything that I might be doing on the barbecue that's going to hit back at me. I've got pockets here. I have an adjustable neck. I have a great waist or a great tie here, so it'll go around a whole variety of sizes, but it feels heavy. It feels like it's going to protect me from things that are splattering. So if you do outdoor barbecuing, or maybe you're volunteering at an event where they're cooking something outside and there's a lot of splattering. This is the kind of apron that's really going to protect you and protect your clothes. So that's a story of aprons, and they come in so many colors, from Christmas choices to pretty prints to solids. You really have to come in to pick the apron that is perfect for you.